anybody. Just, oh my God.
Oh,
and he even makes it a 4. Are you kidding me?
What a way to finish the round.
Back-to-back headshot deaths to Praise.
Gets the shot of mental.
He finished the shot. No one is there in time. Powers has done it single-handedly.
Xbox record that. What a play.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Emergence Days preseason tournament. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Jacob MVP, our grand finals time, brother. And this is going to be another good one, a rematch from last week. We saw Rebel and Online Warriors play in semifinals, and Online Warriors got the best of Rebel, beating them 3-1. This time around, they're going to look to repeat that by beating them in grand finals this time around. But let's talk about how we got here, Jacob. Let's start from the beginning.
Online Warriors, they take out LatAm squad 3-1. Even though it is 3-1, LatAm squad definitely put up a great showing. They go on and face the Pittsburgh Knights. Lex 3-0, still looking strong. They had a slow start, but able to close out each and every one of those maps while you see them in the finals. On the bottom half, though, Rebel 3-1 against Warriors. Warriors, another young Latin American squad, even with a sub, are looking promising. They go up against EU United next. Once again, with a sub, they fell 2-0 very, very early on, but they held their composure. They made sure to stay true to their strategies and busted 3 straight map wins to advance to our grand finals. A rematch, just like you said, between Online Warriors and Rebel. And honestly, if Online Warriors wants to keep their streak alive, not losing an event since July 1st, they're going to have to go through this tough squad that has built momentum throughout weeks and even today alone.
Yeah, and today, I mean, that momentum was insane. You know, the fact that they won that round 9 of Vasgar and then went on to win the next Control, which was on Ritual, and then ultimately win Clocktower was really fun to watch. Quite honestly, it was. But that was against a United who, to their respect, did an incredible job playing with Dyslexic, who was a fill-in for Kenny. But we know Kenny is a pretty big loss, okay, in our opinion, because he is the IGL. He's the figurehead. He's the brains for E United. So losing your IGL has to hurt. United, though, that DNA of being aggressive definitely paid off in certain times, but it also didn't work out for the best. In other times, Clocktower being one of them, one side that aggression was kind of seen through, Rebels started to see through it and ultimately ended up taking the win. You have to adapt and adjust your play style to keep your team guessing, and United struggled to do that. But you're playing against Online Warriors, and they are a 4-man roster. No one is subbing tonight for them, okay? They're playing as a total unit. They're going to be a bigger challenge, in my opinion. And let's think about who Online Warriors just played. Pittsburgh Knights. Pittsburgh Knights played really, really well, Jacob. The stats from PK was honestly
Monkeys
through the roof.
insane.
Monkeys, man, was insane. Chaos had his moments. So Pittsburgh Knights was playing on all 4 cylinders and gave Online Warriors one hell of a fight. But the reality is that still ended 3-0. So Rebel, I think, might be able to put up a better fight. But if they play like they did off the first 2 maps against E United, it's not going to be a challenge. Online Warriors is going to easily win this series. So it's up to Rebel to bring their A game here, because I already know Online Warriors are going to do so.
Yeah, to me, this is Online Warriors series to lose on paper. Like you said, both of these squads, full-on rosters, 4v4, defending champs versus a Rebel that's really rebuilding, honestly. They even got Demon back. You bring in SuMuns. I wouldn't say it's a full-on 2-person kind of trade out of sorts, but honestly, you got different roles now playing a part. SuMuns now one of the best 1v1 players, able to anchor down towards the backside. This is a different look of Rebel. And even though they have their hands full today, you can really kind of gauge where you are at, especially the improvements from last week. But Acells makes quick work of Identivez. Hndles gets taken down. Identivez is going to get staggered out, so they're going to have a few short seconds where they have some advantage.
Xysho, a bit of a roll, and unfortunately will be finished off. And this looks like a great start for the boys of Rebel, minus obviously Enmar going over towards Acells, who immediately puts it to work on 1, goes in for the connection on SuMuns. He's going to miss. Online Warriors, big task at hand. Do they want to pressure in for the hill? Do they want to set it for next? It looks as if they're going for the latter. I think they're going for next.
Yep, I do think they're going for next. I love the play to go through because they got shocked out in the middle. Instead of trying to make something work and try to force of any plays, they're just trying to play for next. But that just puts the pressure on them to be successful. Precision going down. Hndles trying to handle that play, and it does come out on top. They just need to make sure to get that elimination onto Identivez. Actually, Identivez, I do believe he got cracked that spawn. I'm not sure if he rotated up there, but I just seen him kind of pop up there. So it's about kind of holding. Hopefully he can play sneaky as can be. Ends up in a 1v1 against Acells. He did find that elimination. So all the control Online Warriors had early on is going away to the side due to Crack and his right plays.
Crack's looking at a wall of Online Warrior members facing him. He's going to choose to back out, and that's a wise decision. Standing his ground surely would have meant his demise, but the pressure isn't going to relent. Online Warriors will continue to push forward, and Crack at the forefront is going to die off. Hndles will also take down Identivez with the nade. That leaves 2 more to get through. That's Demon for 1, and then SuMuns in the hill, dancing around, eventually falls, but takes one to the grave, but ultimately it's simply not enough. And 60 seconds might go to the way of Online Warriors. You can tell the Rebel from the low side are looking to pressure in once again, and they're not going to waste any time. Utility in hand, they're going for it. Online Warriors better be ready because it's a mismatch, 4v3.
Yep, Rebels playing to extend their lead, but Hndles is playing to take out more than half of the team with a perfectly precise frag grenade to take out almost all of Rebels. This is going to allow them to break free. They're going to go ahead and take the fight to Rebel, grab the next M-bar as well, and then go ahead and backtrack. That's where you're going to see the rotation. Look at the players on the other side of the map. That's going to be Xysho and Hndles. They're going to be the ones to kind of disperse first, get that M-bar into play if they want as well with Acells. As soon as they get the call that it doesn't look like Rebel is going to contest this anymore. They want to set up for that next hill. They have the spawn point already with SuMuns. They have another player going deep into the spawn. It's about being able to execute here. Depending on how long they want to stay on the field, they might have to turn and turn into hide here and at least try to stay alive and buy their teammates some time to respawn.
That nade from Hndles, my lord, taking down 3 members, like that's just dumb. But he knew Rebel was pushing through one choke point, and he threw it out there and wished for the best, and he got it. So well done to him. Rebel's got some recovering to do, Jacob. Online Warriors already ready to go for the break. Perfect shot. That's going to hurt. Rebel's out. Ooh. Wow, the follow it up with the M-bar. Acells makes the connection on Demon. Identivez the only one currently in the hill. You got a couple of members on the outskirts. That's Crack and SuMuns, but man, I mean, easy. I mean, easy is the word at that point. Spelled E and Z. Online Warriors gets the break. No worries.
I hate that. You got a close match in this game in ranked. It's very, very close coming down to the wire. You get easy typed in chat. That free
it hurts, doesn't it?
But it's a double-edged sword because guess what? I love doing that to other people as well. You know the troll that I am, but it's not going to be easy for Rebels being able to break through. Frag grenade, though maybe I may have spoke too soon, but Acells back a collateral through the smoke, and he go ahead and helps Hndles, gets another one, and another elimination onto Demon, and he goes directly towards the north side of the map to block that spawn. But look at Precision being sneaky. They know the next hill is at the top middle portion of the map. They're going to be able to sandwich the remaining players and get control of next hill all simultaneously, racking up the scrap time.
Hndles gets a 3-piece with nades. Acells gets a collat with the M-bar.
Through the smoke.
Through the smoke, like, misses a lineup on Crack, but who cares? He gets 6 more shots ready to go. I'm blown away. Like, I'm genuinely blown away. I mean, even if Rebel comes back, which I expect them to do so, I really do. I mean, they're not down and out by any means, but like, the start has been nutty butter for Online Warriors. I mean, it's been incredible.
Yeah, this is kind of one of the fears that I was kind of having going out. Even though we had one hell of a matchup in that last series, that was a United with a sub, another team that is finding themselves. They had a big roster change, losing the legendary IGL. They don't have Kenny into that one. So you can see the real difference. There's levels to this that we talked about all season long, and Online Warriors are showing that there are continued layers upon those levels to go ahead and show that they really make a difference, but trying to chop down the score. 50 seconds possible up the grabs for Rebel here. They get the call out towards the side. They angle out Acells. Precision's finding one. They get a 2v1 against Crack. Almost tries to make the sneaky play. The trades will continue, but Demon will have the last laugh, getting the revive and the elimination onto Xysho. Hndles needs to win this 1v1 to get some sort of footing, and he's just going to make him disappear like Houdini.
Oh, Demon, good shots. There it is. Takes down Hndles. Can he get another one onto Acells? I think he can. In Demon, I trust. Oh, we've seen Acells back up from taking a full spread and then come back in with a vengeance. Demon finally falls, but heck of an effort from him. Now SuMuns up close, so against 1v2, he's going to get snubbed out by Precision and ultimately left to be staggered out. Acells with the shock is going to be great. Xysho's actually back. SuMuns almost got picked up by trying to let him stagger. It just about was the undoing doing for Xysho, but Demon's also down, and a flawless hold from Online Warriors for the fresh hill.
I'm waiting for that moment. I would say once again, doubled up onto the score line, 82 to 164. Absolutely perfect in terms of doubling up, and Online Warriors will continue to get even more as you see Rebel in the minimap distracted by the next power weapon, which could be a big difference maker if they can get it, but Precision will not let SuMuns get even close as they get the extra bit of ammo. Xysho gets the M-bar, puts it to use directly, taking out Crack, and all this is going down. Reflections so far away from the hill, it's just buying him that much more time, and the deny Demon off the actual hill itself. So almost everything going right for the Online Warriors. Identivez just get control, alt, delete, and anything that you could think is just being shut down by Online Warriors.
Man, 199 to 82. This was, I'm going to be honest, not a start that I expected by any means, really. But, I mean, here we are. 3 more shots remain for Xysho. He's got Identivez in his tracks, but Identivez will be missed. Precision will take down Demon. Identivez is gone. Crack's going to be eliminated as well. And 3 up, 3 down. SuMuns last alive. He's getting Lancer from across the map, trying to escape. And he manages to get dropped right in front of his teammates. Here's another frag. Pray it's not another 3-piece. And luckily, it doesn't connect onto anybody. 221 to 82 as Online Warriors looking to keep Rebel below 100.
This is where Rebel, it doesn't matter how bleak it looks, how far down you are, you just can't give up. Got to make sure your call-outs are still continued loud and clear. No room for mistake. Smoke going out, pushing the members of Rebel back, and SuMuns gets downed out. Identivez gets shot out with that M-bar headshot going down. Crack's trying to take out Xysho. That's going to be successful, but immediately he is just turned down. And it almost looked like, even though this is 4v4 Reflections, it almost looked like Online Warriors just have an extra man floating around when they need him most.
They really do. Scary, really scary. I mean, their ability to refresh in fights is honestly special, and that's something that I've kind of called out many times when I've casted over Online Warriors or when they were vanquished. It didn't matter. Demon, though, good shot on the Hndles. He eventually drops. Rebel's got good presence inside the hill, and they're making the most of it. The only one to get through now is going to be Acells. Acells, though, holding his ground, takes down Crack. Unfortunately, from the outside is going to be SuMuns taking him down, and he takes down Xysho. And the refresh from Hndles, we were just complimenting how Online Warriors always has an additional man there. Now Hndles will fall, but now you got Precision, who's also going to be on the outside. But SuMuns, to his credit, is doing a wonderful job keeping them at bay. Finally falls, but Rebel has a good foothold on this hill. It's going to make it very difficult for Online Warriors to push in. But they do have a bit of a pincer here, Jacob, so this is their chance to make it happen.
Demon escaping both of those suns, hits the shot. Make the one shot come through from Identivez, but Precision lands some big shots. Acells gets the help. Crack's going to fall. I would say the silver lining right now is SuMuns. He has frag grenades. He has shot grenades. Possibly has that flash from a newly spawned. This is where he's just going to settle down low. And this is where he has frag grenades. Possibly planted that shot grenade because I don't see it as an inventory. I see newly respawned frag. So I just wonder what the play is right now for Rebel. Good or bad, I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
I think I am too, because... man, this has been very one-sided, Jacob. I hate to say that, but it really has been. I'm calling it for what it is.
There it is.
What is?
Yeah, the shock's tagged on the ground right there on the left side, which means they have to hold on to their right-hand advantage. It's so important. If they lose that right-hand advantage, that's for nothing. That shock is for nothing right now. Reflections, they're just getting eliminated. They just got wiped off the map. Finally, the shock is there, but there's no one around to clean up that elimination. 250 and counting. Online Warriors can win off of this hill. They secure a map #1 victory in the grand finals. Especially Identivez getting taken down. Rebel is beginning to look desperate.
It's wild. 267 to 113. And you also got to keep into account Online Warriors not only have this hill, but they can win off of this hill, but they also have presence on the next. But Rebel can't even try. So it's a live round. Hndles doesn't even care. He's just taunting over Crack.
M-bar, which you can't wait for M-bar in this situation.
You can't. Honestly, I think they know it's done. Like, there's no coming back from this. Chalk it up. It's over with, brother. We're going to next. What a start for grand finals for Online Warriors. That was just beyond amazing. Like, beyond, and look, you got a 3-piece from Hndles. You got the collat from the M-bar. This all happened within the first 2 hills. The first 3 hills, excuse me. Like, And then it didn't stop from there. It just continued to go and go and go. There was never a moment where Online Warriors let off the gas, ever.
They don't. That's their play style. That's the thing. If they get taken out, they just go. And they just go. And they just go. And when it comes to control, they always leave themselves enough time on the hill for rotation to whether if they're successful. Obviously, everything is sweet, smooth sailing, business as usual. They can set up, try to defend. But if they don't, like I said, they leave themselves enough time to respawn and try again before the opponent, before any of their opposition is able to rack up too many points onto their side. I think the Online Warriors have this game type when it comes to control down packed. The only thing I think that could really defeat the Online Warriors is if you're slaying just as hard as they are, if you're making them second guess the aggressive pushes that they're doing. Because if you're trying to go ahead and narrow down team Lancer play too often, more times than not, you're just getting run through by this squad. So I think if anybody is really going to step up to the plate, you're going to have to pull out your Nashers. You're going to have to wolf pack together and start getting aggressive.
Just looking through the replays, most likely going to be a highlight reel from the boys of Online Warriors, and maybe Demon thrown into the mix. This was one of his good plays. He ended up taking down 3 members from Online Warriors in this position, and he did an incredible job doing so. I think SuMuns ended up following up after that, but ultimately, you know, Online Warriors retook control for themselves. There's a lot of battles, though, for spawn control, and I did appreciate seeing that. Regardless what was happening on the hill, you could tell Rebel was prioritizing not only the early rotations, but also trying to lock in spawns. But Online Warriors' retake potential was just unmatched, you know, and that was kind of the thing that did them in. It doesn't matter how good you are at rotating early or locking in spawn control. If you're getting wiped off the map 3 strong, 4 strong, like, you're not winning. Sorry, that's just the way it is. And I got Execution Tomb that's going to be coming up next. And you know, Rebel lost this earlier to United 6-1, Jacob. And you look at the other side, Online Warriors beat Pittsburgh Knights 6-3. Vasgar is going to be a bit muddy for me. Like, Online Warriors hasn't been that incredible on Vasgar for whatever reason. So that could be where we see the turning point, much like it was when Rebel played against United. But Tomb might be another one-sided map for Online Warriors.
Nah, I definitely do agree, but I will say Rebel, as long as they can utilize the bottom half of the map, don't let Precision get into any groove there. They could shut down the top half of the map. I think their biggest worry is getting or letting somebody slip through in the middle of the map. When somebody's trying to cross, they just get flanked, or maybe there's just too much of a cross coming through that center of the map. I think that's going to be the biggest worry for Rebel right now, because you got to think Precision loves to play aggressive towards that torque, but especially if you're not there, sending 2 people to kind of cross them out. So I got to agree with you. This is looking like it could be a one-sided beginning to the series. Very, very similar to that United series when they went up 2-0 versus Rebel. But if we're going to have any bit of deja vu, Rebel has to show me something here. They don't have to necessarily win this map because we're already kind of predicting them to go down 2-0. You got to show potential, show life, some sort of teamwork instead of showing that you're just getting desperate. You're working as individuals and you're not being able to buy the time to get it together.
Well, there are some positives from Rebel. They do play Tomb traditionally very well. They could have had an off map against a United. Again, United playing with a sub. Maybe they didn't play as traditional as Rebel is expecting. I expect, you know, Online Warriors to play more traditionally, which allows Rebel to potentially set up a bit heavier than they did against that of a United, which again could have been totally random. Sometimes when you play against teams that aren't necessarily doing what you expect them to do, it's hard to read them and it's hard to kind of pin them down, you know, and I think that's a valid point. But 2 players, though, that are going to be hugely impactful is going to be Crack and SuMuns. Reason why I point them out, I expect Demon to do just fine on the Torque Bow fight opposite of Precision. Identivez is, you know, he always does a good job, in my opinion, fighting for the long shot. But Crack and SuMuns do a wonderful job locking down mid. They didn't do it against the United, but I already covered that. But you do got a player from Online Warriors who is going to be the X factor, and that's Hndles. And Hndles did an excellent job against Pittsburgh Knights in that middle fight, Jacob. Yeah. Constantly moving and grooving, man, whether he was getting chunks or he was helping his teammates get or he was picking up assists for his teammates to get the finishes. Hndles' movement through mid is confident, and he's squirrely. He's hard to pin down. So Hndles is going to be the guy that Crack and SuMuns really need to tag team and double down and take him out. You do that, you got mid control.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's the perfect kind of way you laid that out, Hndles and his control over mid, because I'm going to be looking at Crack and Demon towards that Torque Bow side of the map. Get that early damage, like I said, on the Precision. Really try to neutralize that side of the map. You get the Torque Bow, and you let Demon kind of heat up. You know how dangerous he can be when Demon time begins to happen. But while you're doing that for Crack, just like you said, you have to be very, very careful for Hndles. He's going to try to put that pressure on you for some Lancer, try to smoke over the top to make you second guess or make you be very, very aware of his movements. And that's when he's either going to strike across onto that player of his opposition or maneuver towards the middle, just like you said. So both of these teams have a little bit of a game plan. They have strengths they can lean into and weaknesses that can stray away from. But you do both got to agree the upper hand goes to the Online Warriors. By how much, I don't know, because we've seen Identivez go off on the top side of the map. We know how Demon and the rest of the team can get. So this one, like I said, this one can come down to the wire. But if Online Warriors goes up 2-0, I think this one could be quick. Overall,
yeah, definitely could be. It definitely could be. You can't ever count out Rebel. You really can't. Again, I think map 3 is going to be the turning point. The cherry on top would be if they do win Tomb Execution, then the series could be very interesting. You know, to the credit, though, of Rebel, we have seen Online Warriors have a pretty lackluster execution, and that was Checkout. Checkout, of course, isn't going to be, I don't think it's in this rotation, but it's not. I think so. I think Clocktower is last, but either way, though, I do expect Rebel, well, excuse me, take it back. Online Warriors have shown that, you know, tonight they have struggled on execution at certain points. So Rebel might have a leg up. But I digress. We're going to find out in very shortly. But again, I put all emphasis on Kraken summons in that mid fight. You got to take down Hndles because he's too good with his movement in that mid fight. So you take down Hndles, I think you'll have a large advantage because we have seen time and time again that Torquebow player, successful or not, doesn't guarantee you success like it did when Tomb was first added into the competitive rotation.
Yep. I want to see both of these teams, though, kind of lean towards that Torquebow fight, and I'm going to go ahead and break it down to explain to you why a little bit, where I want to see teams kind of lean into that fight. Whether if it's Crack or Hndles on the other side of that, I want to see them early on, round number 1, put that damage out, whether if it's Precision or Demon, depending on what your team you're at. Because every round prior, for that player that's running into that spot, there's going to be a fraction of a second to where they might hesitate, they might stutter step, which would give their opposition the advantage. Keeping that seed, plant that seed early on, in the very next round, that's when you could switch things up. Play more towards the middle, especially if you're Online Warriors and it favors you. That way you can keep your opponent guessing, not knowing which side of the map they're going to favor at any time into the game. Instead, if you go ahead and do a 1-2-1, another way to kind of do that same exact thing without relying too much on the Torquebow is get aggressive in towards the middle from the very beginning. Have your player kind of sit back a little bit. That way he can affect that middle fight with a nice cross.
Those crosses on this map have become more influential since it really came into the competitive rotation, Jacob. I'm telling you, teamwork on the... this used to be a very lane-oriented map, and it still is, but now teamwork is starting to find its way onto this map as it's kind of developed over the different phases we've had. Big down onto Demon right off the rip. My goodness, Xysho is a laser beam.
Looks like Rivs was about to quit out of that one. Is this one on? That happened too quick right now, but a trade's coming through. Still a 3v3. Precision returning to the scene of the crime where they got that early down and just fakes out Demon and just upphazes his soul away. SuMuns is already down. Maybe they're going to play a game of Paper Rocks. Who gets this elimination? You want it? No, you want it? Okay, I'll get it.
What a worthless engagement. Like, what was that? Oh, my Lord. Fair enough. I love how Xysho just like looks over at him.
Nah, I don't.
And was like, whatever, man. Let's just do it. Let's just get this ball rolling.
I'll just take the damage. You get all the kills. I'll have 1 kill, 6,000 damage. You'll have 10 kills, 5,000 damage.
But that battle between Precision and that movement really from Precision the Demon was just that was a fun. I mean that micro spacing really kind of came into play in that moment. Look at this. Crack and Demon going. Man, they want help.
Yeah, Crack's feeling the pressure right now. Just stuns his side of the map. That's not exactly what he was looking for. He wanted to get that across. They lose Demon as well. Precision goes in. Capon, I'm guessing. And there it goes. The flank coming through. They solidify that one onto Crack as well. Identivez, he's not even getting his 1v1 towards the top half of the map. And that's where I said, for both of these teams, I want to see them utilize the bot. Oh my God, headshot with the Torquebow. Blind fire. Headshot at that. Now, with 2 rounds to 1, they were already cemented themselves playing very heavy on that side of the map. They can switch it up while Rebel might try to play defensive. They might try to play slow, and that's where you can capitalize on the difference. Or you can just not fix what isn't broken and continue to try to take out Demon. Choice is theirs. That's the point of the story.
Well, we've seen 2 distinct looks from Rebel, and they both resulted in a round loss. So let's find out how this is going to turn out This time, Demon doesn't even try to go for the attack. The big battle is going to be in mid at the moment. Crack is on the running away as really as fast as he can, but does double back to his credit and takes down Hndles. A positive note here is that Rebel did get that first blood, but will there be an answer from Online Warriors? Maybe. A Precision answers back. It's a 1v2. Surely Precision doesn't do this.
Sniper popping him over the top. He's gonna miss the shot though. That's gonna be big. Precision trying to land some shots of his own, trying to create some separation here. Once you continue to make them chase you around, that's when you're gonna get that chance of making them misstep here. Talk about don't come back. SuMuns and Identivez might be on different pages. An opportunity for Precision to strike, but on his right hands, Identivez lands the killing blow. Finally, they're on the board 2-1, but you can already see the switch up of strategy. Instead of leaning heavily towards the torque bow, Crack going on that side of the map, he goes towards the middle, not allowing Hndles to get that extra cross. Great switch up from Rebel, and they capitalize by winning the round.
Shot from Identivez was nasty, though. Let's be very clear about that. Very clear about that. Good job. That's a big round for Rebel to take, in my opinion. It was a scrappy fight. It really was. Nothing was guaranteed. I mean, Precision, you know, let's say Identivez missed that shot. He's down to rights. Precision wins that, and then who knows how it plays out. On board the next round, though, Precision does have the torque bow. Xysho will take down SuMuns. Hndles was lost. It's a 3v3. In the meantime, the battle for the long shot still underway. Crack, though, has an opportunity, and he takes it. Able to eliminate that of Acells, but Precision will take down Crack. It's still competitive. It's a 2v2.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Back-to-back head. Precision is just a monster right now. Taking out Identivez, showing, hey, you might have sniper, but I'm still gonna go ahead and give you a new hairdo.
He didn't even want it, but he got it anyways. Kind of happens. Demon, last alive. Not a lot to work with other than nades. Could be something. Got two of them.
Fire in the hole!
Doable. Got to make sure that you back up those frags. Oh, that second one is
really good for him.
That second one messed up. If he chucks it when he wants to, he probably gets the elimination there.
I thought he had it. I really did, but it was a little off, I guess. That's tough. Because Precision looked trapped. The one to the left was clean, and then I guess the right one was just, what was it? He threw it a bit too late?
Yeah. No, it was just late there. Get him to roll. Because even if it doesn't get the elimination, it's going to get some splash damage. You could probably clean up the down, which will force him 1v1. Xysho, we know how accurate this man is with that sniper. Playing it slow, making sure that they kind of sandwich their target, immediately taking that shot and backtrack. He needs to be careful here, and that's where you're going to see them try to reunite, use their numbers again, keep their advantage attack. 15 seconds to overtime appears, and it's going to be at the bottom middle, so Demon does have his work cut out for him. Shot grenade is going to be the only tool he has to create some separation between these two players.
All right, Xysho. Demon's right in front, body shot, and that's going to go ahead and end it. Despite the shock, it doesn't matter. The down's going to be enough to get the capture, and either way, they would get the finish. 3-1. Pretty competitive, though. You know, there was big trades off the rip, whether they were from Rebel or Online Warriors. It was great. We get a little bit of more of a glimpse of it, but Precision with his torque bow shots really evened it up. And that headshot, brother.
He was moving on the cover, and he gets the headshot. I'm so lost, bro. I want to see that from his point of view. I want to see, like, can you make me a montage 10 hours of that play? Like,
put it on repeat, man. Put it on repeat. Crazy. All right, well, let's find out how this is going to turn out, brother, because, like, I don't know. Acells going to take down Identivez off the rip. SuMuns is also going to fall to Hndles. It's not going to be a flawless round, but it's going to be close. Demon, it's a great shot, though. Takes down one, but can't get the others. I don't know what that little side. I think he just knew in that spot, like, I'm dead. Doesn't matter really what I do. Tough break. That's a 4-1 lead for Online Warriors.
I like paper, rock, scissors better.
Oh, he's taking a picture.
Is it paper,
he's posing.
Is it rock, paper, scissors? How do you say
rock, paper, scissors?
See, I don't like it. I don't like that way of saying it. I don't like it. It's paper, rock, scissors. It's paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and I'm a winner.
I don't know what this. I mean, Jacob, it's rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know, man.
I want to live in your head for like 24 hours. No, I don't.
No, you don't, bro. You're gonna go crazy. I barely want to live in this head of mine.
I don't want to be there. Never mind. I take it all back. No Freaky Friday here, okay? People probably don't even know that reference. 4-1 lead, Online Warriors. Big opportunity. Demon with the torque bow in hand, though. That's going to be big. And Precision's got pressure, but Crack is down in that mid-fight. Once again, going to the way of Online Warriors, and SuMuns will also be lost. Another Demon's last alive. He's doing it. Rebel is defeated, brother.
All I heard in my head was they'll never take me alive. I agree with you 100%. I don't like it at all, right? You could be stacked up in a 1v99, but I still want 6,000 effort out of you.
Like, what do you do? I mean, 6,000 effort is one, but like, what do you really do if you're in Rebels? I mean, I guess, but make no mistake. Again. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Rebel has been trying, but and they'll probably play it off like, well, no, we didn't, and whatever. But like, oh, we have, but that was a different way. That was a different ending. Director's cut.
They're finally picking up these eliminations. Acells finds himself by himself. Identivez now has the luxury to just kind of backtrack, make his life a living hell as he finally gets that down onto Acells. And unlike their counterpart, though, they're going to quickly pick up those eliminations and move on to the next round. They have coming back to do in this one. They need 4 straight rounds after that one, 5 straight total rounds that they want to secure this map number 2 victory, Execution Tomb, and continue the series going. Because if you're down 2-0, you're playing like this, might as well give up the trophy already.
All right. See, it's going to be the final round, though. Demon did a good job getting the torque bow pick this time. I think Precision's definitely going to meet him head on. That's exactly what's going to happen. Actually, excuse me, they met head on last time. Demon did a wonderful job reading him. First blood, though, going to the way of SuMuns. He'll take down Hndles, and Hndles is finished off. Demon gets that first shot and the second shot. Great job. Xysho now joins in the mix. This is going to be a Rebel round.
2 in a row. 2 in a row. Looking good for Rebel, but Online Warriors have the luxury of being able to kind of switch up any rounds. You can lose it close. You can lose it by a long shot. As long as you don't lose 3 straight rounds from this point forward, you got nothing to worry about. So this is where I want to see them kind of lean back, help Precision, switch up the strategy back, get that double cross onto Demon, get first blood, get the power weapon under your belt, and then you can close out the map from there.
All right, 5-3. Rebels starting to come back. They're looking good. Maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Online Warriors, you know, they do a lot of emoting. Sometimes they get carried away. Now it's time to win. I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know. I don't know.
No. Director's cut, deleted scenes, it doesn't matter. The end of this movie is a nightmare. Online Warriors, in the blink of an eye, get a massive 4v1 advantage. King of Latin America, the superstar, one of the greatest players to touch the controller. Doesn't matter how good you are. They're just storming the compound, taking them out. 6-3, the Online Warriors go up 2-0. This is a command. This is dominating. And this is looking like they're going to go 3.5 months without a loss in tournament play.
I can't. It's just quote of the match. Crack, what are you doing?
My man was jumping around, not taking cover. He didn't want to do anything.
Oh man. Well, there it is. Online Warriors will lead 2-0, guys, and hopefully Rebel will turn it around like they did against United. But either way, we're going to take a quick break. Listen, when we come back, map 3 will be coming your way. I hope you're still here. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Emergence Days preseason tournament. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Jacob MVPR. And what a series we got here. And I mean, seriously, Online Warriors are just playing out of their mind at this point in time. And now I feel like I got to bring it back. I really do. Let's talk about Rebel for a second and really just dynamic between Online Warriors, because you know, we say, Crack, what are you doing? Now, Crack was bouncing back and forth. I think he should have taken cover. He wasn't able to get to cover. It is what it is. But, like, chat, you guys are wilded by saying he's bad or, like, Rebel's bad. Like, Rebel's still top 3. It's just, I'm telling you, Online Warriors is in a different league of their own. So, like, Rebel is fine. Just Online Warriors are just crazy. That's what I'm saying. Jacob, you could say whatever, but, you know.
Then I see that play again, man. I'm still just wondering what the heck just happened to his brain, and probably just take a break for the rest of that round. It's a terrible round to take a break on too, but Escalation, Vasgar, and I think the thing that really makes this Online Warriors squad like so dominant against, you know, majority of the teams is they really just do not let you breathe. I remember it was that joint event that we had a few years ago. I'm trying to remember where it was. It might have been in New Orleans. when we kind of had it with Halo and that Optic squad. It might have been their first time with Praise and Solars on that squad. And I was watching those matchups against Echo Fox, against the Ghost Gaming squad that I was kind of a part of as the manager coach of for quite a long time. And they just completely suffocated their opponent. They were so aggressive. They shut down every single thing. And that is what I'm seeing shades of from this Online Warrior squad. It doesn't matter what gets thrown at them, what strategy, what answer, what talkback. They are just completely shutting it down. And they're shutting it down in a way of, it's not even fun to watch sometimes, man. It's okay. Online Warriors versus so-and-so. Yeah, this one's going to be easy. I can go take a break.
Well, you know, at this point, look, again, and it's not all Crack's fault. Like, everybody beating up Crack at what, but like,
team game.
It's a team game, guys. Like, and it is what it is. You know, Online Warriors is simply winning. But let's not forget, guys, Rebel was down 2-0 against the United. They came back and won, and this was the map that they were able to kind of turn the tides, right? Turn their luck around. And they were leading 4-1 at one point. But we'll see. Online Warriors has struggled on this map as of recently. And I say struggle because it's been the closest map that teams have had. But I like this play from Demon. Demon is definitely making some moves. I thought he was going to go on the attack. He's really setting the trap
this
here.
This is a chance. This is a chance.
Oh, no. He's been spotted. No. Oh, he was setting the trap so well.
I was thinking it was a 1 in 10 chance. I didn't know it was 1 in a million, bro. I was excited for that. I was definitely excited for that one. He probably should have chased after that first player that he saw with the Online Warriors. They spot him out, and that was a big kill for the Online Warriors. You can't have someone like that running through the backline, causing distractions, getting those breaks. You can't even send one player to handle Demon. You might need the whole army on the side of the Online Warriors, but they have 2 hills back under their control. Less than 20 points to go before they get this lead right back, and that's why you see Rebel sending 3 players over to this side of the map, trying to take on the 2 defensive players of the Online Warriors. Xysho is just turning, trying to reposition himself. You got Acells doing the same thing, and they're going to get the hill. So it's basically just going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
All right, will there be enough time? Yeah, well, there's plenty of time for Rebel to still get back into the driver's seat. Only problem, Identivez is by himself, but is it really a problem when he's getting kills? I don't think so. Takes down Precision. You got another player just up ahead, and that's going to be Acells. Plus, you got another Rebel member who's also going to be able to assist, and that was player 7, right? And someone's going to do the most and take him down. So even though Online Warriors look promising, Rebel's right back into the driver's seat, led by Identivez, and he continues to tear it up. And you got Xysho looking to be the hero, but surely he drops in this meantime, and he does. And there it is, Rebel. Back in the driver's seat. They got the foot on the pedal, brother, and they're not letting go. Damn, that was a good round. That was good from Rebel.
Getting some eliminations. I'm just hoping the Online Warriors don't get too greedy. I don't want to say they underestimate, but begin to kind of underestimate and take them lightly because how one-sided this has been. But to a certain point, of course, that last one did go down to almost a tiebreaker round. Very, very close. I'm just hoping that they don't let up off the gas. For a team like the Online Warriors, when you're on way of making a dynasty, whether they care about the dynasty or not is a whole nother story. I haven't really spoke to the players and the dynasty that they're trying to build. But man, you cannot let your foot up off the gas. Against a team like Rebel, against any of these top teams, that could become a regret later on in the day. But when it comes to weapon selection, after one round, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, it's always a bolt.
Yeah, definitely is. Unless you see something... Yeah, because Talon's back in the day, maybe, but it's always Bull Talk now. But either way. Okay, we will have the 3v3 on the tank, and then you'll have the 1v on the opposite side between Demon and Acells. It's going to be your Bull Talk players. And might even be the reason why something pops off. Oh, big misses, though, from Demon. Acells will capitalize. Demon, a rare opportunity. And a rare glimpse to see him miss like that, Jacob. And obviously, Acells, he's going to take advantage when he can.
Yeah, that was one of those moments where, especially with Acells being stunned, you have to take advantage. You have to get that elimination. Now Acells, he has the high ground. He knows the player's going to come off of respawn. Even if he gets the hill back, they have the lead. They continue to rotate around. They can play games right now with the side of Rebel, but Acells goes back-to-back 1v1s, one against Demon, not letting him get the break. This time, he's going to be able to make this rotation, and this is where it's going to be important for Crack to spot him out, get the information, and Acells, I like the way he's anchoring. He's not getting aggressive. He's not pushing forward. He's forcing the members of Rebel into a bad spot to tie this game up.
All right, so that's an answer back, a definitive answer back in round 2 from Online Warriors, and this comes to show you how important it is to win those 1Vs. Acells, Demon, I'm sure, well, it's absolutely not going to be the last time they meet up, but it's going to be a pretty good time anyways to kind of watch them fight and play it out. But either way, here we go. We got the retros that are going to be, Demon, I thought he was pulling out the sniper off the rip. Again, something they are not opposed to doing, but they're not on a rival's spawn. But I will tell you, just the fact that he was hovering over it, maybe if they do go to a rival's next round, we could see a sniper early on, despite what the scoreline is.
Yeah, I think that's a strong possibility. Even if the retro on the other side gets upgraded to a shot grenade, it won't make an impact in time if they go for a bull rush strategy, try to get that quick pick and get out alive. But Demon losing back-to-back 1v1s that last round, giving up all the position, all the control on over to Acells. Tries to go for a little bit of a different route this time. Acells holding on to the high ground and the retro as well. That's going to be a big tool that Acells has, and his opponent does not. The retro Lancer. Xysho going down first on the other side of the map is going to allow Rebel to kind of play aggressive. Precision finds one. Quickly taken out, though. Demon wins that exchange on the other side of the map against Acells. They're going to get that home hill very, very similar to what Online Warriors do Rebel. Round to go.
Hndles last alive. He's got to face some wall of Online Warriors, or excuse me, of Rebel members. Crack, good job holding his ground. But enough time was given, though, from Hndles. Living as long as he did, he's going to be able to pressure up on a Demon, but Demon takes down one. Acells, though, will get the best of him. And Online Warriors will live a little bit longer, but they've got a little bit of a deficit. 60 points, right? But still, very early, an opportunity to come back is here. Rebel allocating their members, or at least 2 of them, over towards C. Online Warriors making a bit of an adjustment, a bit of an audible. They look as if they might want to rotate down to B, but now they're kind of at a standstill. 2 and 3, Xysho and Acells just pausing, not going anywhere.
Yeah, Demon almost missed that shot. Almost giving Hndles that opportunity to get the revive. Crack, go ahead and get that one down on Hndles, though, so 2-man advantage for now as they go ahead and stagger him out. 2 players on the other side of the map sitting pretty, just waiting for that defense or that play to come to rotate over on the other side of the map. They know they can win this one off points alone, especially because they got the 2-1. They get the call out needed, and that's where Identivez is making the long haul journey rotation from around the map. Acells gets shut down by SuMuns, going to make this offensive push that much harder, but they have no choice but to go. The scoreline is not on their side. Xysho gets shut down. It's all up to Precision and Hndles. Oh, it's all up to Hndles. Might have spoke too soon mentioning Precision. Might have spoke too soon. Overall, so aggressive, push forward, get those eliminations, and I think with those eliminations a few seconds ago, added with this one on Acells, it's going to be Rebel up 2-1 over Online Warriors.
Nice job from Rebel, and we get to see now, will the sniper be placed? I think it will be. Rebel loves doing that. They're going to have a rival spawn. They're confident in their quick pick. They will fall behind a shock, or excuse me, no, they'll fall behind a bolt talk. Well, depending if they keep the retro, we'll see, but they like that fight. They do. It's just something that's kind of always in their wheelhouse. But either way, even if it's not a sniper, yeah, Bolt Talk is fine too. We'll play business as usual, all normal. But this is a good battle, and you know, not a surprise. You know, those first 2 maps, Regency, I expected to not be as one-sided as it was. Tomb, it pretty much finished as much as I expected it to. But Vasgar, like I said, this is the turning point. This is one that Rebel tends to play very well, and when it comes down to Online Warriors, they're, you know, good on this map. They always keep it competitive, but it's not like they're insane on this map. So this is, again, Rebel's turning point. As long as they can hold it down and continue to play as well as they are, I think Rebel's angry, and they should be. You know, after those first 2 maps and chat riling them up, you know, they want to win, and you see a little bit of that. Honestly, I think they're playing even better much now than they were in the beginning.
Rightfully so. I mean, it seemed a little outmatched, kind of dancing around. You see Demon taking himself out on the tomb. So hopefully, with this good start on Vasgar, their tune has definitely been changed. Flash grenades going out, trying to stagger out this push to come through. SuMuns gets taken out in the 1v1 across the map. The Rebels going to lose their home hill, possibly going to lose this A hill as well, which could be big, which could come down to a triple cap domination. But everybody coming up clutch on that side of the map when it matters most, shutting down 3 different members of the Online Warriors. Xysho was just trying to reclaim his own home hill back. So 2 hills to 1 over to Rebel. They already have a 13-point lead, which will begin counting even higher once they get this neutral capture. So this battle on this side between Xysho and different members of Rebel is going to be big. Xysho shuts one down. Hndles was able to sneak past. They have a mismatch on the SuMuns. So that double hill capture for Rebel is going to go right out the window in a few seconds as Acells and Hndles decaptures that hill.
All right, 84 to 115, still very close. Online Warriors with the 2-1 is going to be great for them. Big 1v. Xysho hits a nice shot, and you could tell what was about to happen when Identivez continued to walk up without firing a shot. Good spacing. He understood where he was at. Stays out of chunk range. Xysho hits a beautiful one, but Identivez hits a better counter. That's good because now Identivez can stay put where he's at, count the numbers from Online Warriors, and where they're going to be going unless he gets blindsided by Xysho, which is a very real chance, and Xysho's most likely going to win this fight. Identivez could do it. My goodness. Now Xysho finally gets it, but either way, though, the breakout from Rebel was there. They won the fight up top. Xysho's last alive, so Rebel still in the driver's seat.
He staggered out his death just a fraction of a second. We've seen so many times that fraction of a second playing a big role. Hndles going to be able to kind of roll out of spawn, work with the rest of his team, or he could try to go to this neutral like you see him doing now, trying to get there just in time, but Xysho just gets headshotted. Hndles gets spotted out. Depending on if he heard the audio cue, you know he's there. No sneaky plays for you. He gets shut down. Great marking and teamwork coming out from Rebel. Great communication as well as they get their home hill taken this late in the game. Online Warriors absolutely need this 2-1 advantage just to tie this game up, and they were able to get those eliminations, but you see the rest of the members of Rebel beginning to converge, beginning to backtrack in their steps, and the longer this one goes, the longer it's going to favor Rebel because of that early elimination that Crack had. They're going to have a 3v2 advantage, a 2v1 on the other side for Online Warriors. Rebel needs to go. They have no hills at this point.
All right, Rebel, what are you going to do in this moment? You definitely got to go in this spot. Losing player 7 hurts, but you also are winning the fights on the other side. It's up to player 5 Identivez, but he's last alive. Never mind. It's going to be over with. Online Warriors most likely going to win this round. Rebel, do they have a chance? Couple of seconds off. All 4 will be spawned up. They got to sprint, but yeah, it's not going to be enough time. This is going to be tied up 2-2, and man, an incredible first half. It really was. We've seen great plays from Online Warriors, and I got to be honest, I think we've seen better plays from Rebel. Rebel has been in control more often than not. Online Warriors, they capitalize off of you know, some mistakes and a good push at the very end of that round, round number 4, but for the most part, I think Rebel's been pretty good in control.
Yeah, they definitely have been pretty solid on a lot of their rotations, a lot of being able to clutch up. And I think it does come through these objective-based game modes. You said control, even though this is round-based, very, very similar to execution, it's still objective. 3 different hills. You got to constantly, with that information, keep maneuvering around, making your adjustments, making your audibles, especially if you find yourself coming up with a clutch kill that you didn't expect to get. That can change the tides of a game like we've seen every time before. But shock grenades for both teams. You got bolt talks for both teams. So nothing really glaring just yet. And for Rebel, I gotta wonder, maybe in this next following round, now that you don't, or you're not forced to upgrade to a bit of utility, they could probably put that sniper down. They got it on their good side and begin to play more into their game.
All right, let's see how this is going to play out. It's been a good one. Will second half be the wake-up point for Rebel or Online Warriors? Identivez, though, he's kind of been the tip of the spear. Tries to go in for that push. He doesn't get it. Online Warriors isn't shy about pushing up. If they weren't stunned, they most likely commit on that, but that was a good counter flash. So ultimately, they had to hang back. So we'll stay put and see. Everything's going to work out. Acells dancing around. He can't dance around too much, though. He's tempting fate. He gets out with the cap. Good job. And here's that push from Online Warriors. Like I was saying, they won't stay put for long.
Yep, ring around the Rosie on the other side of the map. Demon lets Acells capture it. He makes the call out, spots him out as well, catches him slipping. Every single person on this initial from Rebel side is down, is out. Demon not even crawling towards the hill. This round in the half goes over to the Online Warriors, and that's been the theme of the day. The entirety of the day. These slow starts, going down in the first half, and coming up strong in the second half to close out these games, to close out these rounds.
All right, here we go. 3-2, like you said, and that's a dominant win. Most likely going to pick up towards those retros, get to ensigns, and then we will see a climax of a power weapon on the map. But until then, it's most likely going to be pretty much even, unless
I don't like that. I don't
we
like
get the
that
frags up top.
Oh, unless they do a 2-2 or switch up the strategy. More times than not, I do believe Acells has had his number. At least recently, Acells has definitely had his number. Demon started off hot, but since then, it's been Acells who has the upper hand. But 3 players going over. Talk about an upper hand. 3v2 definitely gives you the upper hand. They have the frag grenades. They go ahead and try to go for that early hill capture as well. So on the other side of the map, those 2 members, Identivez and SuMuns, they have to start gaining something out of this. Otherwise, it's going to be a complete loss on the initial.
All right, well, let's find out what takes place here. You said you didn't like the frags, but maybe it works out for the best. Good shock. That pins Acells up. That's going to be a solid win over on the right side here for East. And at this point in time, Rebel's going to have the 2-1 advantage. And they're also going to have the frags to their name, or excuse me, Precision has the frags. I apologize. So he's going to be able to utilize that however he decides to. But regardless, though, Online Warriors has to formulate another plan, and it seems as if just full sending Acells and Hndles for round number 2 for E.
As soon as we think they're going to make that push, they're just trying to fake him out. They're just trying to get a step forward just a little too far, but they realize that fate is not going to work. Rebel trying to go ahead and backtrack in their steps. They still have to have Online Warriors decapture this hill, and if you look at them, they're trying to take angles. Crack is trying to hold on to the high ground. Demon repositioning themselves, but they both have a great line of sight over the actual hill, especially with a late rotation coming through from Summits. They might be looking for these eliminations, but they have to go. Identivez is getting pressured on that side of the map. A quick revive to get them back into the play. Hndles is doing a good job. Acells is there to back them up. They survived the 2v3 onslaught, so now they got it again. Rebel somehow crumbling right before our very eyes. SuMuns gets taken out. It's all up to Identivez, and he falls as well. Online Warriors in the second half or just have a huge stranglehold. They're suffocating these members of Rebel, not even giving them an opportunity to come back every single round in this second half.
That's 4-2. Map point, series point, ladies and gentlemen. 4 grand finals last week. It went to a map 4 this week. It might not even go to a map 4. We might end at 3. And quite honestly, it'd be night and day from last week to this week in terms of score lines. That series last week was relatively close, but mind you, that was the first time, at least publicly, we had seen Online Warriors play since the summer major, and they still won. This week, they're looking even better. So clearly, they've been putting into work, getting ready for Pro League to start next week, which is going to be absolutely incredible. Will this be the final round? Will Rebel fight back? Let's find out, Jacob.
I hope they fight back. They need to wake up, clean the eye burgers out of their eye, and just kind of figure it out. They were looking so good up until this point. But as I say that, I just think to myself, I feel like we say that about so many teams going up against the Online Warriors. They look so good until they matched this 4-man unit. Identivez with a great shot, immediately shut down by Precision. They did lose Demon on the other side of the map as well. So if they lose these 2 players, depending on how quick they lose them, this will be a triple cap domination, game-ending play. Summons immediately revived. He has the retro, so he has to stay alive, hold on to that high ground, and push these players back any way that they can. Demon, who lost that first 1v1, he loses it again. Demon time has been shut down. It's Acells time.
Either way, though, it looks like Rebel from a team effort will win the fight over on Tank, and that's going to give them some flexibility to move around the map. So Acells does win that fight, but it's not going to be enough to keep Online Warriors in the driver's seat. That's going to be Rebel at the moment. Big mid-fight. You never see this hardly at all, but yet here we are, and Identivez is going to drop in the meantime, and Online Warriors are going to go ahead and split and potentially try to pull a Mr. Krabs. That's exactly what they're... Actually, it's not even a Mr. Krabs. Demon's last one up.
Another shot. There we go. Still gets the reset though. Demon gets damage put on him. And just Demon just getting tossed around in this one. Left
yeah, he's
right,
what? He's 0 for 3.
Day. Yeah, just not having the best day right now.
0 for 3, tough.
Something.
Oh, he's doing
trying
it.
to pick up that slack. They absolutely are doing their best. They get all 3 of those eliminations. You're going to see that's going to be SuMuns trying to get control of that home hill, which is the Online Warriors, but his Demon, he has to be careful. Oh no. Oh no, this is looking like a rough day.
Oh, he won it. He's 1 for 3. No, 1 for 4, excuse me. Good on him. You know, this round could be over with. But what was Online Warriors doing? All right, they were having a party over the left side of the hill. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I mean, they're still looking good. They really are. Rebel, nice shots. Rebel's angry. I think they're gonna win this round, despite them being down.
Yeah, they can. We've seen teams do it before, being down by a lot. Hndles gets caught out, trying to maneuver through the middle. The neutral hill is being decapped, but that also gives up the location of Acells. He has some frag grenades to try to defend that hill.
Look at win condition, too.
Let's say 2-1. They got it back on the side of Rebel. Demon gets lancered out towards the backside. Xysho towards the top. He's doing a good job. Acells doing immense amount of damage with that Nasher, and he still has the frag grenades if things don't work out. He shuts down Identivez. There goes that frag I was talking about. Connects with a double kill.
No.
Throws out the second one just in case. Can he get 3?
Oh,
no, he
Crack.
cannot. Crack shuts him down. This is where Crack needs to be looking for more eliminations here. Trying to see the win condition. Does it go back? Yes, it does. We're coming down to the wire for this round.
Hndles 1v2, big 1v2. Oh no, Hndles from the shadows takes down SuMuns. He'll get the decap, and if he gets to, oh, he doesn't. And what a play from Identivez to hold his ground. It's still close in anybody's ball game. Kills starting to flow in though for Online Warriors. They take the 2-1 hill back right in the nick of time. Player 5 sprinting, Identivez needing to touch on the F, but it's not going to be enough. And Online Warriors will lock in their 7th EDays in a row, ladies and gentlemen. Undefeated still since July 1st. They continue to get better and better and better. What a victory from them. 3-0 over Rebel. No one can touch them.
It's not exact, but I can imagine in their office, if they had like a team facility, 105 days since the last accident. 3.5 months since the last time that they lost. They're not letting that counter start over anytime soon. The dynasty, or at least the creation of a new dynasty, continues. How long can the Online Warriors go?